July 11th, 1302, a day that would shake all of medieval Europe. Against the most elite knightly army, ordinary people stand, without armor, without horses, without mercy. This is the battle that will prove that even the strongest can fall. July 11th, 1302. That summer saw one of the most shocking military upheavals in medieval Europe. The story, set in the fields just outside the town of Courtrai, in Flanders, present-day Belgium, sees the most fearsome, heavily armed knights in Europe preparing to crush a crowd of peasants. The army of Philip IV, King of France, arrives to quell a rebellion. They are faced by weavers, blacksmiths, and farmers, men with little or no armor, no cavalry, and almost no military training. At the beginning of the 14th century, Flanders was one of the richest regions in Europe. Cities such as Bruges, Ghent, and Ypres dominated the textile trade. Although formerly ruled by Count Guy de Dampierre, Flanders was under intense pressure from the French king. Philip wanted complete control. The region was too rich and too important to be independent. Tensions rise, and open rebellion breaks out. To quell it, Philip sends Robert d'Artois, one of his most powerful nobles. Robert gathered a large, feudal army with a significant contingent of heavy cavalry. The French knights were clad in heavy armor, rode powerful war horses, and could crush any infantry. The army included about 2,500 knights and armed horsemen, as well as thousands of infantry and crossbowmen. Among them were representatives of the greatest French noble families. The Flemings are completely different. They are not professional soldiers. Among their leaders are William of Jülich and Guy of Nemours. Instead of cavalry, they relied on disciplined infantry, armed with long spears and a weapon called a Goddendag. The battle will be decided near Courtrai. The Flemish know one thing: if the knights gain speed, everything is over. Therefore, they choose terrain covered with marshy land, canals, and streams. The cavalry will be slowed down. The infantry forms a dense defensive line, like a wall of pikes. The battle begins. The French crossbowmen and infantry advance first, but the mud breaks up their formations. The Flemish hold their positions. Arrows fly, and a fierce exchange begins. The French archers have numerical superiority and are pressing the enemy. Then the infantry advances. Thousands of French soldiers clash with the Flemish lines. Spears are thrust. Swords are swung. Steel is struck against steel. The Flemish fight back with axes, hooks, and pikes, hitting the weak spots in the armor. Bodies start to fall. It's a fight for survival. The Flemish fight like men defending their homes. Grim, fierce, unyielding. When the distance closes, the Goddendag falls with devastating force. Helmets break, bones shatter. The French infantry begin to retreat. Then the cavalry arrives. The trumpets sound. Hundreds of knights rush forward, but the terrain betrays them. The horses stumble. The mud slows them down. The formation breaks up. When they reach the line, they run into a wall of spears. The knights are knocked off their horses and finished off. The heavy armor becomes a trap. The Flemish attack the joints of the armor. Goddendag breaks through, breaks, destroys. The French knights are overwhelmed by a simple militia. Robert of Artois leads a final attack. Initially, he managed to break through the line, but the Flemish counterattacked and surrounded him. Robert was killed. The army disintegrates. A massacre begins. Knights drown in the swamps. Others are cut down in their flight. Thousands of Frenchmen die against hundreds of Flemish. After the battle, the Flemish collected trophies. Hundreds of golden spurs were taken from the fallen knights. They were hung in the Church of the Holy Mother of God. And so this battle remains in history as the Battle of the Golden Spurs. This battle changes everything. It proves that disciplined infantry can defeat knights. The myth of their invincibility has been shattered. History remembers not only strength, but also strategy, will, and choice of terrain. If you found this video interesting, subscribe and write in the comments which battle we should recreate next time.